Hey guys, how you going? So it is week 162 here on the homestead. 162 weeks ago, I gave up everything, moved to Bulgaria and started a homestead. So let's see what we've been up to since then. Hey guys, so 162 weeks, and this week what I've been up to, I planted a new bed of chilies, I've done some moving of rocks, and I've been tending to the chicks. At the end of the video I will put some video of the chicks in again, so if you want to stay tuned for that, see the little guys running around. I think we're up to about 15 or 16 now, and I've still got a few in the incubator waiting to hatch, and then it's going to be a few weeks before I get a few more. Anyway guys, I'd just like to take a second to spruik my book, Sophie. If you'd like to skip this, just go to this timestamp. But for everyone else, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who's bought the book. I just got my copy of the paperback, so if you haven't got yourself a copy of the paperback, I highly recommend it. It's come printed really well. The reason it took me so long to actually get my copy was because the Bulgarian postal system is really slow. But if you're in the UK, America or Australia, you should get it within 1 to 2 days of placing your order on Amazon, either .com, .com.au or .co.uk. We've had over 200 downloads of the free version through Prime and through Kindle Unlimited. So if you're enjoying the book, why not consider purchasing a copy? Because every sale does actually contribute money to me and the homestead. And if you're enjoying it, that would be really cool. If not, then by all means don't bother. But yeah, as I say, the printing's absolutely lovely. I'd just like to take a second and read the very first paragraph. To give anyone an idea if you haven't read the book or if you haven't opened it. But anyway, chapter 1, feet striking hard concrete, she ran. Beating a staggered staccato rhythm, Sophie was free. Small blood-splattered footprints littered her path. She was spurred on by primal fear and jubilant exultation. She ran as fast and as far as she could. The skin on her feet were worn bare by impacts and abrasion. Her unicorn t-shirt stained with abuse and torn by rough hands. Never again would she face his sick desire. Never again would she suffer his chastising whip. And that first paragraph really does set the tone for the book. It is a very dark book, but it has a very happy ending. But as I say, if you haven't got yourself a copy of Sophie, I highly recommend the paperback. It is looking absolutely wonderful. You get yourself a free picture of Pigsy on the back there where the author's picture's meant to be. And yeah, if you have read it, drop a comment below, let me know what you think of it. And if you're currently reading it, I'd love to talk about it with you. So either contact me on Facebook or through my email. If you don't have those, drop me a message on here and I'll send you my email. But anyway guys, let's see what else we've been up to here on the homestead, and let's see what else we've been going on. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I hope you've achieved everything you wanted to achieve, and I will of course talk to you again soon. Go by Sophie. Hey guys, so as you can see, this week the cherries have started turning. They're not quite ready yet, but the first bits of red are starting to show. So the birds are getting more interested, but next week we should definitely be harvesting cherries, and we'll be making cherry jam again this year. So if you'd like to see cherry jam making, then that will be next week in theory. So this week I put in this new bed. If you've been watching for a long time, you might remember that here there was actually a chicken coop where this new bed is. I took that down, and it's been a couple of years, so any of the chicken manure that's in there has had time to break down. But as you can see, just in here I've planted a load of little chilies. I started these off in my friend's conservatory. And they've been planted out this week, and yeah, so new bed, new chilies, and thank you very much to John for letting me use his windowsill to grow my chilies this year. We should have a fantastic harvest, hopefully with all of the chicken manure that's in this ground, all the old chicken manure. These should grow really well, but in a couple of months we'll see. I will of course keep you updated on the chilies, but hopefully it's going to be a very hot winter. Hey guys, so this week the peas are actually coming on in leaps and bounds. As you can see, we have got the first pea pods here. inside those, there's tiny little peas. Each little bump is a little pea, but they're just starting. It'll be a couple of weeks before they're ready, but yeah, we have got the first peas, and of course you could pick them now and have them as sugar snap. We've got a lot of peas, and the sunflowers here, they're starting to push through. They're getting a bit taller than the peas now, so they will be providing extra support for the pea plants, so we should get them growing even higher, and we should have a really good harvest of peas this year. Hey guys, so the chickens have been absolutely loving their new enclosure. As you can see, they're doing a number on this pile of compost that I had here. They've been out now for well over a week, haven't had any incidents, touch wood, but yeah, they've been enjoying it, tilling it, and getting it ready for the year after next, when this field will go back to being crops, and this won't be a keep them in fence, it'll be a keep them out fence. Hey guys, so this time last year I checked back and got a memory on Facebook to let me know that this time last year I was actually harvesting my garlic. Now as you can see, this garlic is kind of ready to harvest. The first third of the bottom of the stalks has turned brown, and that means that it is ready to harvest. But the longer I leave it, the bigger it's going to get. And last year I didn't have any garlic stored up, so I decided to pull it out the ground there and then. But this year I have got some left over from last year. If you remember, I got like 200-300 garlic plants last year. So this year I'm going to leave it in the ground a little bit longer until all of this foliage turns brown. Then I'll harvest it, and hopefully that means that the bulbs will be bigger. And bigger bulbs, as with garlic, easier to use. You know, each clove takes the same amount of effort to peel, but if they're bigger, then it's less effort per gram of garlic. Anyway guys, so I'm going to be leaving this garlic, and we'll see how it turns out in a couple of weeks. Well, down here at the old lamb barn, the crops are actually doing very well. As you can see, the lettuce has gone absolutely gangbusters. All of the sunflowers seem to be doing very well. They are a couple of weeks behind the ones up near the house, but they are doing well. The wheat is growing happily, and over here we've got a lot of weeds growing. But in amongst the weeds we've got some squash, we've got some tomatoes, and we've got leeks growing for the first time here on the homestead. So thank you very much for all those suggestions. I will of course be weeding this area next week probably, once the weeds are a little bit bigger. It's actually easier to weed them once they're a bit stronger because you can pull out the roots. But yeah, everything's doing fine, and I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Hey guys, so end of another week here on the homestead. Hope you guys have had a great week. We're going to finish up with another minute of happy little chicks running around outside. As you can see, this week what I've done is added a few little tile structures. Those are just to provide shade for the chicks during the hot part of the day. They do like being out in the sun, but they do need a little bit of shade, somewhere they can just hide from the sun. So yeah, anyway. Enjoy yourselves, have a fantastic week, and I will of course talk to you again soon. Bye bye.